Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and get into episode 11 and mother effing 12. Okay, so episode 11 starts off with the rest of Scotty and Natalie's fight. Natalie feels like Scotty should have defended her. In Stunna's confessional, she says that she sees where Natalie is coming from. I like Stunna, but I'm gonna have to disagree with her on that one. If that's the case, why aren't you mad that Cat didn't jump into your fight? The whole bus was confused about Natalie putting her hands on Scotty. I mean, everybody was confused. Rolly goes to talk to Scotty, and she asks Scotty why she didn't hit her back. Rolly says that Scotty means nothing to Natalie. Rolly was speaking facts. Scotty is me. She was crying and asking Rolly to not yell at her. Scotty didn't deserve that. And I don't care what Natalie say. I don't care what nobody say. Just the thought of you putting your hands on your friend should make you sick. That should make you like, I would never do nothing. Like, even if you are upset, like, I just feel like in that moment, how could you take that out on Scotty when that wasn't the person that did anything to you? They held Chrisean on the bus. While she's on the bus, Natalie is in the kitchen making fun of Chrisean and calling her a barbarian. Chrisean is talking to Razor about how she's not a worker and how she's not taking any disrespect. She was definitely giving Generation Z with her speech, because that's one thing about my generation. We don't tolerate disrespect, and especially not disrespect in the mother effing workplace. Baby, we will put a job so quick. We'll work a job for a day and be like, I don't like this. I just don't like the way y'all talking to me. I don't like how everything is set up. I'm gone. That's how we do. Like, now, am I saying that's the best thing in the world? No, but I'm saying that it's not a bad thing. My generation, we stand up for ourselves. We don't go for none of that. Like, we really don't. We don't put up with nothing. Natalie introduces all the ladies, and she purposely says Chrisean's name last. I knew she did that on purpose because she's the petty Betty. After Chrisean performed, she leaves, and in her confessional, she says she's not finna work for no ungrateful bee. And I don't blame her, because at the end of the day, you didn't have to have me on the show, but you did. And you know my schedule. You know that I have other obligations, but you want to get on camera and make it seem like I'm just dipping out. So I'm really finna dip out on your ass. I love Tommy's performance. She finally performed her song with Black Youngster. I love that song. Tommy's stage presence is amazing. In Lo's confessional, she says that Chrisean left and Stunna left as well. Lo says that she doesn't like when they don't stick around and complete the job. I ain't gonna lie, when I seen that part, I was like, girl, shut the fuck.
Oh, Lord. Again. A fucking again.
I'm sorry, but I was kind of like, girl, here you go commenting on what everybody else is doing. Girl, at this point, they should have just called you commentary. Biggie, Tommy, and Razor are talking about Chrisean leaving. Tommy calls Chrisean, and they're trying to convince her to come back. Chrisean says that Natalie is disrespectful and that she was yelling at her team. Chrisean says she doesn't want to do Baddies West anymore. So basically, she peaced out on their ass. She said, I'm done. Natalie goes to Rolly's room, and they're talking about the Chrisean situation. Natalie says that Chrisean kept digging at her. Rolly says that the relationship is toxic. And I mean, the only people who can kind of comment on that is the people that's really around. Like, if Rolly is around and she's saying that that relationship or friendship is toxic, then that's probably accurate. Y'all got this quote-unquote big sister, little sister situation. Rolly tells Natalie that she was wrong for putting her hands on Scotty. Rolly also tells Natalie that she can see that Scotty suffers from depression and that Natalie needs to be there for her more. Rolly says that they need to talk, and Natalie agrees and says they're about to have a house meeting. And I do feel like that was something that Natalie needed to hear, because like she said, you don't want to miss that moment with your friend. Like, you don't want to be the reason why your friend feel like, I don't even want to be here no more. I'm about to do something drastic. You just never know. Like, so you can't be doing that when people are already in a stressful state in their life. You cannot do that. Stunna, Lo, and Kat are talking about Stunna leaving the performance. Lo says that everybody should have been at the meet and greet. Stunna says in her confessional that she needs to mind her business. And ain't that the reason why you got popped the last time? And, you know, Stunna made a great point with that. Lo is so like, I don't think I realized it until this episode, but she's very opinionated. She always got something to say. And I just be like, the last time you was running your mouth, You got popped in it. And I'm not saying she can't have no opinion. I'm just saying she comes off so like she's trying to check you or something, or like y'all friends or something. Like, girl, we are not friends. I don't know you. They're all talking about the Chrisean and Natalie fight. Stunna says she sees where Natalie was coming from. Lo agrees and says that she expected Sky to jump in when her and Chrisean fought. So Lo and Kat and Stunna, I don't know if they was in the living room or another room. I don't know where they was at, but they was just talking about everything. And Lo was like, yeah, you know, me and Chrisean was talking, and Chrisean said that she thought that DJ Sky was going to jump into me and her fight. And Lo was like, well, I expected DJ Sky to jump in our fight too. So Sky overheard their convo. Sky addresses Lo and says that she wasn't going to jump in because Chrisean was whooping her ass. Lo says that if your friend is fighting, you should be fighting as well. I can see both sides. And like I said in my last video, I can see both sides of that, but this is shit that has to be discussed beforehand. And plus two, not everybody is raised the same. Some people are raised, one person swing, everybody swing. Some people is let your friend fight your battle, but if she get jumped, you jump in. Or it's everybody was raised so differently and everybody grew up so differently that everybody doesn't have the same values. That doesn't make your values wrong. That doesn't make them, you know, stupid or anything, but it's just that everybody has different values, and you cannot down somebody for thinking a different way than you do. You know what I'm saying? Or moving a different way than you do. Scotty comes to Natalie's room to have a convo about everything. Natalie says she snapped because Scotty was laughing when they were arguing. Natalie is trying to justify her actions. Natalie wanted Scotty to step in when they were arguing. Scotty asked Chrisean what's wrong. Scotty is not taking Natalie's BS. She says that she could have hit her back, but she didn't because they're friends. And Scotty was like, she was like, F that. She was like, Natalie, I could hit you back if I wanted to. She was like, and you're really just showing me we're not friends. I don't care what nobody say. This moment in a friendship is telling you all you need to know, Scotty. And y'all know Scotty is like kind of like my favorite cast member on the show. That moment needed to happen to show you what kind of bitch she is. Sometimes it do take drastic situations for you to get to really know people. That's who Natalie is. She's not going to change. That's who she is. And she has certain standards and certain requirements for her friends that she will not follow her damn self. She cool to go get some money with, but other than that, I wouldn't be around the bitch. I'm sorry. You have to see people for who they are. Even if you don't want to, you have to see people for who they are, because putting your blinders on is going to hinder you. See Natalie for who she is, and then you deal with her accordingly from there. You don't ever put your trust back in her. Ever. That's all I got to say with that. So my end notes. Chrisean's mindset is most of Generation Z's mindset when it comes to working for someone. I realized this episode how opinionated Lo is on everything. Rolly gave Natalie good advice when it came to the Scotty situation. Natalie is a terrible friend, and the only thing she is good for is putting money in your pockets, and that's it. I wouldn't expect genuine love, loyalty, or honesty from her. Scotty needs to watch her back moving forward. And you know, Natalie can apologize and do things to make up for what she did and all this and that, but still see her for who she is. Don't deal with her the same way that you used to, and keep your eyes open, you know. And it's something too that I realized as I got older. Just because somebody is not a good friend to you doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. It just means that they don't have the capacity to be a good friend. And when you recognize that, that's how you can deal with them moving forward. Because my problem with friendships used to be, I treated every friend the exact same. I treated every friend like a ride or die friend. I treated them like, you call me, you need something, I got you. But when I used to call and need something, they didn't have me. They didn't have me the same way I had them. And that's when I realized you have different friends for different things. You have different relationships with different people. Not every relationship or friendship is going to be the exact same. And that's what I had to realize. And that's when I started adjusting myself to how this person is. If you give me this, I'll give it back to you, but not in a bigger capacity than what you just gave me. If you give me a lot of stuff and you're there for me in certain ways, I have no issue giving that back to you. But if what you give me is limited, and I know you want to do this, and I know exactly what, well, then I know what exactly not to do for you. So now I recognize that. And now I match the energy that a person will give me. I don't go above and beyond no more, because I can't. Spiritually, physically, mentally, I cannot go above and beyond for people that don't do the same for me. I wouldn't expect shit from Natalie. I would expect her to be a liar, expect her to be disingenuous. I wouldn't expect nothing else from her.
Boom.
Yeah.
So, episode 12. The episode starts off with the rest of Scotty and Natalie's convo. After 5 minutes of Natalie trying to justify her actions, she finally apologizes. Scotty accepts her apology, but she says that she hopes Natalie's apology is genuine. The ladies are getting dressed, and I love Razor's outfit. She was giving pretty tomboy. The ladies have a house meeting, and Natalie shows the ladies the money they made in Phoenix. She says that they'll split the money up later. She also lets the ladies know that Chrisean left the show. Stunna had to ride separately to the club as usual. When they are all on the bus, Natalie says that Chrisean kept leaving to go get money from other clubs. She says that Chrisean cannot take accountability. She says that Chrisean texted her and said, "Please don't tweet anything hurtful." Biggie had a point in her confessional when she basically said that you cannot have one friend for every single thing. And I like I just said, y'all, I definitely agree with that. They arrived to their hosting and the crowd is rowdy and a fight broke out. Natalie was on the mic telling them to calm down, but it was not working. The crowd tore down the Baddies West sign. Tommy gets on the mic and she gains control of the crowd. Rolly starts to perform. So it took Tommy getting on that mic and getting y'all motherfuckers together. Okay. The ladies arrived to the Bay, and Rolly says she was skeptical because that's where they hosted the auditions. Y'all know that's where they hosted the auditions, and they kept nexting people, bro. I swear, y'all, they would speak. Go watch my Baddies West auditions video, y'all. One person would speak, and it would next. I was like, God damn. Stunna says the same thing and says that it should have been more ladies from the actual West Coast. And I agree with that, because if this is called Baddies West, shouldn't y'all have more people from the West Coast on the show? And honestly, Zeus did them people bad that like came out to audition and stuff like that. They did them people bad because these people done flew all around the world to come out here and audition, only for y'all to turn them down. Like, and then y'all already had the cast picked out. Oh, Tommy is asking for Natalie. Tommy is cussing out security. Tommy had me cracking up when she said, "Excuse me, bitch. Excuse me, bitch." The whole scene seems like something is missing. There must have been something deeper. Like some pieces is missing, because like I get Tommy being upset about her luggage, but like what sparked that whole, I don't know, it just seemed like something was edited out or wasn't put in the show. My end notes for episode 12 is, I thought it was kind of weird that Natalie brought out the money just to say that they're going to separate it later. What was the point of that? We could have just waited till later. Just giving what you doing with that money? Trying to put it all together so you can take some out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I get Natalie's point of view when it comes to Chrisean leaving, but she knows that Chrisean has other obligations to tend to. Maybe she shouldn't have casted her. And Natalie can say all day long, Chrisean's always leaving and she acts like a diva and she does it. Well, then maybe you shouldn't have casted her then. I don't know what to tell you. You know that this girl has prior obligations already. When a damn fight broke out, I was cracking up. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to laugh, but when I seen that on the episode, y'all, I was cracking up. I said, no, they did not just start playing on it. Like, and I mean, yeah, people just swinging. I'm like, what is going on? A full out brawl, y'all. A full out damn brawl. I was cracking up when all the girls kept talking about auditions. They know they did them people wrong. Because I think Stunna, Rolly, Natalie had me cracking up because Natalie was shook. When they came over there, Natalie was like, yeah, I think we should, leave at a certain time because then Rolly brought up the auditions, Stunna brought up the auditions. Like, that had me cracking up because everybody was kind of on the same consensus as far as that. Y'all know y'all did them people wrong at them auditions. Y'all know y'all played them people out their money. Now, I don't know if they paid any money to audition, but I'm saying, like, people coming to audition, flying here from there, like, putting probably getting their hair done, nails done to look nice and presentable, only to not get picked because y'all already have the cast picked out. What Nene Leakes say? You never win when you're playing dirty. Them is words to live by, okay? All right, YouTube, that was it for my episode 11 and episode 12 review. Sorry if I sped past it. I'm just really trying to push this content out for y'all. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're following my Instagram for more updates because that's where I post my updates. And then I also post that on my community tab as well. So make sure you subscribe, make sure your notifications are on. Thank you for watching. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, bitch.